As promised, we have 6 videos for IELTS at home. The first one, overview, followed by the 4 subtests. This one is probably the shortest. What to do, what to expect after the examination. So we're going to focus on availability of the results and the possibility of remarking. In IELTS, we call this EOR, or Inquiry on Results. So let's talk about availability of results. Ms. Stel, please share your experience, like how many days you had to wait, how did you check your results, and so on.
Okay. So you will be receiving a confirmation email stating that you've completed the exam and that you will be receiving your results within 5 to 7 working days. Okay. At the same time, in my case, the test center had um, gave me an account, so I could actually check it also online if the results are available. So if you cannot wait for the email, all you have to do is just go back to the page of the testing center and just check on your results. And it came out about the same time. When I received my email, it was also available online.
So guys, hopefully this will help you decide. For IELTS on paper, 13 calendar days after the written exams, that's when you get to check your result. For IELTS on paper, 3 to 5 calendar days. But for IELTS at home, as Ms. Stel mentioned earlier, 5 to 7 working days. Remember, we are always accurate as of recording, but we'll never know if there will be changes to be implemented in the future. So it's always best to double check with the testing center. Who knows? The results might be available in 2 days by then. But as of now, we are accurate. So let's talk about the possibility of remarking. Sometimes candidates are unhappy with their scores in listening, reading, writing, speaking. So there is a form that they are supposed to fill out. They also need to submit a hard copy of the result, or we call it TRF in the IELTS. What about IELTS at home? Was there a specific instruction on what candidates can possibly do should they be unhappy and not satisfied with their score?
Okay, so in the same email, it just said that should you have any questions, you just have to connect back through the email that they've allowed. So they did not give any specification as to the reason why you need to call back.
So what we recommend is for you to coordinate with your testing center what requirements they need from you. Like, are you supposed to include your candidate number, your test report form number? I've noticed that the remarking fee varies from one testing center to another. So I assume the cost also varies from one country to another, but this one is centralized because apparently the examination is administered and supervised by the main office of the testing center. So like what I've mentioned, if you have any questions related to remarking or rechecking or inquiry on result, it's best to coordinate with your testing center. So that wraps up our discussion of IELTS at home. Like what we've mentioned, we entertain questions via email, considering that this is a recorded version and it does not allow interaction with the candidates. But we are hoping that we did not waste your time. I'm here to thank Ms. Stel for sharing her experience to our candidates, and hopefully that will also enlighten you to make the best decision for your upcoming IELTS examination. Should you take IELTS on paper, IELTS on computer, or IELTS at home? Well, difficulty-wise, it's exactly the same for all of them because you're supposed to be prepared for the examination, and there is no specific recommendation which mode you're supposed to take just because one is easier than the other, because for level of difficulty, it's exactly the same for all types of IELTS. Thank you so much, and we are hoping that you're going to ace your IELTS examination. We are 9.09er English.